Welcome to the MHA Christmas special. Hope you guys enjoy.
Hello everyone and welcome to the MHA's Christmas special. There were two ways I was planning on doing this special, but I did choose the route you're going to see. If you guys want to see the other one, just leave a like, comment, tell me you want to see it, and hope you guys enjoy. If you do, like and subscribe. Turn on the bell to get notified of when I post a brand new video. And let's get straight into it. A little bit of a warning, final season or, episode spoilers. It's like the final episode spoilers. So, if you haven't seen it, then, this takes place after, the 8-year time skip. Zuko being able to defeat Shigaraki, losing his quirk in the process. He stopped talking to most of 1A due to, them being heroes while he went to be a teacher. There were some things that did change, of course, that, he did date Uraka during UA, early stages, but fell flat, didn't work out, so. There was probably, other minor changes, but they weren't really as big as that. Now we go to UA, where Aizawa walks in and sees Izuku still, working. And he's told him multiple times not to call him, Mister, since they're co-workers now, and just call him Aizawa. And he's noticed that you're overworking yourself. And Izuku does know that, and he's like, I have to do a lot of things these next few weeks, yada yada. Then Aizawa does proceed to ask him, do you miss them? For Izuku to then look at the picture and be like, yeah, I do. But can't really do much about it, right? And Aizawa's trying to encourage him, you gotta, just take the day off, right? You're working your ass off a little too much, and, as Izuku try to deny it, yeah, Aizawa goes a little bit more. He gets a little bit pissed, and he's like, okay, maybe I should take the day off. And, I'll see you tomorrow. So now Aizawa is having to now deal with Izuku's class. He's gonna, take him for the day. And then Izuku would, walk out, trying to figure out what he would want to do for his day off. I mean, he's never had a day off, so he really doesn't know what to do. And now he starts listening. I could go out for a walk, or maybe even go out to eat. I haven't been to the restaurant in a while. Might as well. And then he heads outside. Then he gets to chill because it is winter time, so it's snowing. And he goes to the Almighty Restaurant, which is a restaurant All Might did after retirement. He walks in, waiter sees him, is like, yeah, table for one? Of course, it's like, yeah, right this way, come on. Give me a couple minutes to look at the menu, and I'll be, right back. Okay, then he proceeds to leave. And then Izuku now looks at the menu like, should I go with the usual or for something new? But then he hears a commotion at the front desk saying yeah, sorry, we don't have any open tables, and she was like, I called and they said some seats were available, and I was like, sadly they're filled up. And then Izuku peeks his head over and is like, yeah, they can sit with me. You sure? Yeah, I'm positive, it's fine. No, don't want to ruin the day, come on. And then the waiter's like, all right, then please just go sit with him. And then as they walk up, they look and they recognize Midoriya. And it turns out it's Nejire. Apparently, like, they, like, the weirdest, like, cross, like, ever, basically. I guess, like, they did not expect to see each other there. And, like, you know, Nejire's like, oh, like, why are you here? Like, and obviously it's his day off and all that, so. And she just got out of like a mission. So, you know, schedules aren't, you know, aligned, so he can't really talk with most of Class 1A, he does say. Okay, wait. I forgot they updated this, so now the text kind of goes faster, but I'll catch up anyway, but. And he does point out that he's been working too hard in Aizawa. Had to get him off. And, you know, she's agreeing with him, like, yeah, if Aizawa's telling you, you might have to. And then she does kind of bring up the past a little bit, like, yeah, what happened between you and Ochako? Like, because I heard back in the day, I heard y'all were doing good, and then all of a sudden it kind of just stopped. Like, I didn't think much about it, but, like, what happened? Like, well, nothing, we just didn't work out, that's it. And then, you know, she does say that she recently got married to Ida and all that. You know, she was just joking like it was Mineta, but she got married with Ida. I mean, he asked like, "Oh, are you dating anyone then?" Like, and then she's like, "Nope." Say what? The Queen of UA isn't dating anyone. Yep. Tamaki isn't interested in relationships. Mirio doesn't have the time. Like, what? The Queen of UA isn't dating. That's what. And he's like, do you have any interest in dating? She's like, a little bit, but kind of curious on how really things work. Like, doesn't know too much about it. And then, you know, you don't know anything about dating? Nope. And she's like, why don't you teach me? Like, me? Me? And she's like, oh yeah, but you and Ochako did date, right? Like, you have experience. I mean, and she's like, experience I need. Then the waiter comes in, does take their order. Name from... I was not supposed to say name from after Kachin, but it's named after Bakugo. And then for him, the Red Hard Wings. Based off Kirishima. I didn't know what to do for Kirishima. I was thinking someone else, but Kirishima just popped in my head. I was like, you know, bro, Kirishima Wings would go hard. And then for drinks, Momo's tea, magical tea. And then he'll just have water, yeah. And then she does go on about, like, how, like, oh, the experience you have, like, could help me, like, learn more about that. Like, and he's like, yeah, I'm not the best candidate. Like, ask someone that's married. Like, come on now. They have a better experience. And then she just brings up, like, yeah, well, but you're already here, so tell me how dating works. Like, what? Without bailing, like... Back in first year after the overall rating. So then we now go, like, back then, like, he's practicing One for All, in that sense. Because he is practicing One for All, you know, because of Aries' quirk. And what happened, like, you know, kind of rewinding him, like, his body a little bit more back, so that's how much they still need to be trained. And then she's walking up to him, saying that Mina's gonna get it if this goes south. Rocket then starts, like, telling him, like, she's going a little bit more south, a little bit. Not saying like I like you immediately, more like saying like, oh yeah, you done this for me and this, and that's why I like you. And he starts getting he's getting red, like she likes me? Like, wait, what? Yeah, and then she started to like kind of slowly backing up. So you'd be like, it's fine. You don't have to give me an answer yet. Just bye. And just runs away. And then they both scream internally because, yeah, that's how teenagers are sometimes. I don't know, because that's kind of happened to me. But that kind of happened to me back then. But and then, Nejire starts like bombing some questions. Like, so she liked you because of how you inspired her? Like, I mean. And then she's like, so that's why you guys did it? Because y'all were like inspired by each other? And so like, and then he starts to explain, like, it's more like because we more like we liked each other for who we were, not for anything else. She liked me for being an inspiration to her, showing her how true heroes are. As for me, like, she was there for every step of the way, so we were kind of close at that point. And then their food comes in, which, not gonna lie, that it looks good and I actually want to eat some, but. And then, itadakimasu. They both start eating. And for Izuku, it was kind of like awkward since he didn't really talk to Nejire that much. Even back in UA, like, or anything, so. He then, like, starts to think, like, what do I even say? Like, I've never even spent time with her before. He's like, now thinking about it, this is almost like a date. Like, he's like, no, like, no, she's like beauty and I'm like the beast at this point. It's not, it would never work. He's like, yeah. And she calls his name out, or she calls him out. He gets out of his dreaming bubble and he's like, you okay? You look out of it. That's fine, just thinking about some stuff and all that. Doesn't really want to talk about it though. And they kind of have a small little chat here, like. Then she starts kind of bombarding more questions about dating. Like, what would you do, like, if you were dating someone? Like, you told me how people got together. Like, what did y'all, like, do, though? And he starts to, like, name some things. Like, oh, you can go off for, like, to the park for a walk, a picnic, or even, like, eat out, like a date or something. And then she just randomly asked, so are we dating? Like, what? What? I mean, no, we haven't even confessed first, and you even don't think I would be, like, the best fit. And she's like, well, I mean, I find you attractive. And he's, like, shaking internally, like, bro, like, please reword what you're trying to tell me. I mean, just an ordinary guy. Should be getting someone more qualified. And then she's like, are you downplaying yourself, Midoriya? She's like, is that why you and Ochako broke up? Because you didn't feel like you were enough? And he kind of now just talked about it. He's starting to talk like, yeah, I mean, she was the first person that felt nice, but like, something was just telling me, like, eating me from the inside, like, I wasn't enough. And I kind of was the one to end this. That's all I could really say. Like, and she starts trying to, like, riling him up a little bit. Like, you're a good person, a great hero. Like, you shouldn't belittle yourself there. And he starts, like, saying, like, I was a great hero, not anymore. And then, like, she's like, you're downplaying yourself again. Like, you keep talking bad, say something nice about yourself, or I'll use my quirk on you. And she was like, I save people? Really? I'm not good with this. And then she then strikes a deal with him, like, you teach me how to I'll teach you how to make yourself feel better about yourself. You teach me about dating. How's that sound? I mean, I guess? Great. And we start next week. And then she finishes her food and says she'll pay. And then he's like, whoa, wait a minute. What do you mean you'll pay? Like, I got it. And then she starts to make her rebuttal, like, yeah, but I intruded on your alone time. Like, nah, you have to hear me talk. It's like, no, it's fine. It's nice talking to you. I could pay. They went back and forth for like a good 5 minutes saying, no, I pay. No, I pay. And then eventually Izuku did win that argument. But she says she'll pay for next meal. And then, he laughs out like, yeah, alright, that's fine. And then Nejire, goes on to patrol. Like, she waves and leaves, having to go on patrol. And then he grabs his wallet, pays. And then now he's like, what do I do now? Like, that kind of went by so fast, I don't really know what to do now. Like, I guess he could go back to UA and see how his class is doing. He goes to the field, peeks over, just to see his whole class screaming for help for their sensei, right? And he's like, yeah, I may have just intruded at the worst time possible. I'm gonna just go. They'll probably be fine. I mean, maybe, yeah. They should be fine. Keyword should be, but he gets back home, puts on his PJs and watches like TV. He's like, let me see what's going on around the world. Like, puts on the news. The reporter then comes in and talks about how, there was a drug bust which Uraka, Froppy, and Nejire were able to stop, And, the reporter goes over and is like, yo, this is like your first ever like drug bust. Like, how does it feel like bringing these people to justice? And like, Uraka does go on saying like, these guys are, like, it was good to bring people to justice, but it's also like, these guys probably have like a poor background. Like, maybe life didn't go their way and they had to do this. Like, maybe they sometimes even forced, like bringing them to jail is probably like the best thing so they could learn from this mistake. And like, then she goes over to Nejire, like, oh, like, kind of took a little bit longer to get there. Like, what happened? I just did dinner with someone I know. Is this like your boyfriend? And he's like, cannot deny or confirm. And then Uraka, like, I think it's confirm nor deny. Like, oh, my bad. But he's teaching me more about dating. Is there any clue we could get about him? Izuku's like, it'll be fine. She's just not gonna name drop me. And then she just randomly name drops. Oh yeah, his name's Deku. What? Uraka's shocked. The reporter's even shocked as well. Like, wait, you mean the one that saved Japan from All for One all those years ago? The Deku? Oh yeah. And then Uraka's like, whoa, wait, you met with him? Like, yeah, it was very easy. We met at All Might's restaurant. And then, there you have it, folks. Deku and Nejire dating. Find out soon enough. And, Deku was like, you gotta be kidding me. And then he's like, I hope my class did not see that. Then he goes in, morning class, hope you all have fantastic. Why is everyone looking at me like that? We don't know what you mean, bro. You have something you wanted to say to us? Sorry for leaving you guys with Aizawa? Well, that too. But someone you're talking to? I don't know why that's just taking two, but talking. Look, if it was what Nejire-chan said, probably missaid it. We never say anything on Nejire. And he starts sweating. He's like, then a knock on the door happens. Like, what? That's weird. I'm not supposed to have anyone for like 30 minutes. For like training or something. What's going on? Come in. And then Ghost of Christmas Past comes back. And it's Nejire. And, too bright. Far too bright. Must protect. Face out. literally, what are you doing here, Nejire? And she goes up to say, like, I'm just trying to check up on you. Well, as you can see, I'm fine, thank you. Please leave. And then literally the entire class starts to gang up on me. Like, bro, you can't throw this opportunity, right? It's not you, right? And she's just sitting there smiling like, jeez. And then, of course, Deku's like, at this point, fine. Just go get a chair, sit wherever you like, and just don't interrupt, please. Because I got loads of work to do. And if any of you guys get distracted by her, double the work. And then she, grabs a chair and sits next to Deku's desk. And then he gives him, like, a short quiz to do, different situations. Almost like the USJ, but on paper, basically. And he said he hopes Aizawa didn't go over with him, like, too far. Or no, he hopes Aizawa went over that with them, which he didn't. But I'll pass the quiz. It should be like 20-30 minutes when you complete it. You can all begin now. And then Midori will just head back to his desk and be on his computer. To then Nejire would just get up from her chair and just sit on Deku's desk, which kind of, befuddles him a little bit. He's like, he starts to ask her, like, why did you visit? Even better, how did you know I was here? I never told anyone I worked at UA. And then she just says, like, oh yeah, just ask Aizawa. Turns out it's easier to talk to when it comes to you. Spills basically everything. You damn bastard. But she wanted to check up on him since, the last encounter. Trying to, remind him, like, yeah, we are meeting every week at noon, like once a week. Once per week at noon at All Might's restaurant. He's like, alright, And he was like, is it because of, you're teaching me something, or, like, because you're hungry as well for that? He was like, both. And easier to remember, so. He reluctantly agrees. Reluctantly, because he's like, got nothing better, I guess, so. What day? She says Wednesday. Then she has to go somewhere, and she leaves. And he looks back at the class. All of them just smirking at him. He's like, alright, double the work. Worth it. And then Koda does bring up, like, in all seriousness, and say, like, you're not interested in her? What makes you say that? Kind of feels like you're pushing everyone away. Like, are you just gonna spend Christmas alone? I'll be with my mom. That's it. Yeah. You're not curious about how being in a relationship could, like, help you in a way? And then he started thinking about a time Midnight talked to him after the Uraka's breakup. With Uraka, like, them breaking up. And here, in this flashback, like, like, Midnight called him to his office saying, like, yeah, you're close to failing your classes. Like, something going on? And, he tries to, like, not talk about it. He's like, no, nothing's going on. And, she's over here pointing out, like, you're stuttering. Like, you could tell me anything. It's not going to leave this room. And then he does say, like, oh, like, yeah, it's me and Uraka did split. He's like, oh, is that your first heartbreak? Yeah, my first heartbreak. Like, I know, like, heartbreaks are heavy and all. Like, you should have just said something, like, so you can recover. He was like, I didn't want to bother anyone. I felt like I found the one and it just didn't go well. Like, she just started having a sentimental conversation with, like, there's more people out there. The one advice I give you is just be curious. Curious? Like, yeah. When you want to do something and learn more about someone, guess what? You're curious. And that, not only to learn more, but also to do more. So making your connection with that special someone, like, better. Like, everything you'll do will because you were curious and you wanted to do more. Keeping that connection with you and that special someone, again, very close, and that can build up. And then he kind of just takes that to, like, consideration, like, and then Dakota is over here like, yo, you good? You're crying a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Just remembering something. If you guys are done, just nothing can be else today. You guys could just turn it in, go home. You're about to go on break. I'm not gonna try and, give y'all anything. So just, if you're done, put it on my desk and you can head out. Then, but as he's saying all that, there was someone outside the class, which was Nejire, and she's like, he's basically alone? I got an idea. I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I do have an idea. And then for the next week, things went normal. They did meet that Wednesday under, I guess a little date, almost you could say. They got to know each other better. They even, exchanged numbers to talk to each other a little better. And then, it's Christmas, the 21st of December. He wakes up. Zuko wakes up. It's like, damn, almost Christmas. I might go visit my mom real quick. It wouldn't hurt, right? It wouldn't. And he gets dressed and, heads to Inko's house. He's, waiting outside the door, and he's like, let's see how this goes. He knocks. Inko, is there. She opens the door, sees Izuku, and, hugs him. It's been a while. How you doing? He's like, Mom, please, not now. You haven't visited in a while. Well, how busy I get. I know. Have you seen Katsuki and the others? Yeah, no, I haven't. Not yet, just not trying to face them, man. We kind of just go back and forth, they go back and forth, why not go see him? It's been not 8 years. It's been, a couple years, you haven't talked to anyone. Come on, now. When will you? And he kind of goes along with, this. It's been so long. How are they going to react to me? I go from being their friend in school to then when it comes to the real world, I just ignore them. Is that how what friends do? And he's like, you need a break. I did, though. I took a day break. Not what I meant. Go on vacation. Spend time with a girl. Get married. Have children. Okay, we're going a little farther. We're going a little too far. Sorry. But anyway, he's like, he's like, yeah, but can I just stay here for Christmas? Oh, just stay here as long as you want. You're always welcome back home. And he gives her a proper smile, thanks. And Inko looks at him he's all grown up now. And then in Izuku's room, he's like, damn, it's so different because he took out all the All Might stuff and put it in his apartment. So now it's just a blank room. And he's like, then his phone vibrates. And he's like, no, it's just Nejire. He's like, and she texts him oh, hey, how are you? It's I'm fine. I'm just at my mom's house. Probably gonna spend the week here or something. And she just randomly asks oh, yeah, can I come over? I don't want my mom to think we're dating or anything. Oh, you're downplaying yourself again. No, I just don't want her to get confused. She just saw you there. She'd just be oh, you're dating her? It's no, she's just a friend. She's just a friend. I don't want her to be 21 questions. It'll be fine. It's almost like Basho. It's almost like talking to Mina. So she gets used to the questions still. And then she's like, are you trying to not see me anymore? And it's no. I don't mean it like that. And Nejire with her jokes. This man Zuko almost had a heart attack there. Bruh. And she just comes out of nowhere and is oh yeah, I'll be there in a couple minutes. And he's oh, okay. Wait, what? I was oh yeah, no, I just texted Aizawa to give me your mom's address. So I'll be there soon. And this man, Midori's why the hell is he giving my info out like that? Now I have to explain this to Mom. And then she's I'm here. Already? What? The doorbell can be heard. So he's I get it. Wait, Mom! Don't open it! And it was already too late. And he tripped face first. Ow. He just looks up to see Nejire and Inko looking at him. Hi? And then Inko's like, Zuka, why did you tell me you had a girlfriend? I was like, oh, she's not a girl and she's my friend. I mean, you know what I mean. Well, she isn't my girlfriend. Really? Like, really? Dude, you have a supermodel in our house and you tell me you aren't dating her? Yeah? Do you like the other gender? Where's this coming from? No. I'm just asking, like, if you are, that's fine with me. He's like, oh, wait, well, where are my manners? I'm like, would you like some of the drink? No, I'm fine. You could be a gentleman, take her to your room. Huh? Wait, what? Obviously, don't do anything with the... Okay, I get it. I'll just go. Goddamn. No need to tell me. Jesus Christ. He grabs Nejire's hand and takes her to his room, but he does it without even noticing he took her hand. And he's like, oh, sorry about my mom. Like, she is a handful. And he looks at her and he's like, you okay? You're a little red. And she's like, I'm fine. Like, and he looks down to see them holding each other. And he's like, oh, my bad. He's like, my bad. That's on me. I did not know. And he just starts saying, sorry. And then she looks at him, just smiles, like, it's fine. Like, are you sure? I'm sure. And then she does point out, like, damn, this room is bland as hell. It is so bland. And he's like, yeah, I took all the decorations with me to my apartment, so there's really nothing in this room. Anymore, at least, so. And she, proceeds to say, like, oh, that's fine, like, yeah, and she does bring up, like, Momo or Yaoyorozu invited her to, Christmas party at her mansion, like, she's like, I can bring a +1, so you want to join? And he starts to try, like, slip away from it, like, I don't know, don't, just would feel weird, like, I don't want to, bother anyone. He's like, did something happen between you in class 1A? Like, you wouldn't ignore your own friends like that. He's like, it's me. Like, when I be off one, I lost my quirk in the process, leaving me now, quirkless. When that happened, it felt like I couldn't align myself with them. It was almost how Bakugo felt with me. Like, he felt like he was always behind me no matter what. Now I felt like I've fallen behind. They were able to grow while I was gotten, like, left behind, and I wanted to be the greatest hero, and yet I was the greatest failure. And then Nejire is like saying, like, no, don't say that. You're like the most inspirational and strongest hero I know. Like, you being the #1 villain. And then he goes on, like, yeah, I couldn't save everyone. Then there was like a moment of silence, like, I couldn't save anyone. I failed them. Bakugo even died because I couldn't make it in time. And then he then, like, she then brings up, like, but he's still alive, isn't he? And he's like, but still, look. And she's like, look, it's impossible to save everyone. Even if we all wanted to, we couldn't. So just don't bury yourself in this guilt. You aren't alone. Everything will be fine. And then they both make eye contact. And they both start to, like, lean in. And then Inko walks in, like, saying, I made some food for you all. And then she's like, she just walked in, and oh my god, my baby's grown up. Mom? Like, and she just places the food down and it's like, next time close your door. And then just runs. Congrats as well. And she just books it out of there. And then now he's all red, like, his mom just found out, like, god damn. And then Nejire is like, look who's embarrassed now. And then, he's like, please just don't say this to anyone. And then she's like, oh, I won't. Yet. Wait, what? Oh, nothing. So will you come to the party now? He thinks about it and he's like, I guess it wouldn't hurt to, go there for again, to see them again. And she's like, there's the confidence I taught you. And he's like, but then what does this make us? Well, a couple. So I guess you took what I taught you to heart as well? It's like, well, I guess so. We both learned something valuable today. Yeah. And then they hear Inko yelling in the distance. And she's gonna tell Mitsuki, you wouldn't believe what I saw. And this man, Izuku, dashes to the kitchen to try and stop her. Go tell him my business. Don't go. And then we go to, December 25th now. Christmas Day at, Momo's mansion, or Yairozu. And Midoriya's like, I look ridiculous. They're like, come on, you look good. I look like someone's butler. You at least look like a goddess. He's like, oh, thanks. But you look good too. Don't downplay yourself. And, obviously to credit to both artists that, did these phenomenal works. I don't think they're AI, but I would hope not. But, he's like, fine, but can we just get this over with? I already feel like leaving. And then she has to remind him, like, remember what I said. And he's like, stay until it's over. And she's like, good, now let's go. And then as they both enter, Midoriya thinks to himself, like, damn, I forgot how rich he is. Right? I forgot how rich Yairozu is. And then she walks up to Nejire, not even knowing that next there's Midoriya until, like, 2 seconds later. She's like, oh, hey, Nejire. Wait, Midoriya? Hey, it's been a while. It has. And then I heard from Muraka that Nejire was speaking to you for a while now. Couldn't believe it. Oh, here I am. And she just asked, like, are you two dating her? Like, damn. Congrats. And then, she says, like, just follow me, and, like, everyone's waiting. And as they start walking to the room, like, he stops. He's like, just need a second. Just, like, I'm really about to see them all again. Like, he's like, just take your time. Like, breathe in, breathe out. It's like, he's like, all right, I'm ready now. Let's go. As they walk, the light's bright. And then, they made it to, like, the ballroom. And all eyes were on them. Uraka saw, and he was like, Midori, the entire class, like, started to, like, walk slowly to him. He was like, is that really you? It is. And, the three hugged him. He's like, welcome back. He starts getting a little emotional. Like, he just met his class again. Bakugo's like, welcome back, bro. He cried for, like, a couple minutes. Like, I'm glad to see you all. It's been so long. Like, Todoroki? Sorry, like, you left us for so long. Oh, shit. Sorry, Asha. Yeah. Nejire's like, he's, like, getting a little joke, like, he's mine. Mina's like, when did this happen? And why was I not informed? It happened a couple of days ago. And how would you know? Because my mom talked with Auntie? How else would you think? Tried to stop her after she caught them kissing. And I missed it? I did also invite a couple of other people. Huh? Oh, I am here. No, I gotta stop doing that. Never doing that again. All Might? Well, don't forget about us. Aizawa? Class? His whole class even joined in. And then Harry pops out from behind Aizawa. Like, oh, Decade. Harry? Are we late? I want to already go home. Muriel? Tamaki? Midoriya, it's been so long, my friend. It has. They both, fist bump. Do a little fist bump there. Like, I heard you and Nejire started dating. Congrats. Yeah, thanks. Just a little warning, she's she can be a little handful. Hey, I'm not that much of a handful. Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of have to agree with Mario here. Alright, then no cuddles for a week. And this man did a whole 180. Like, legitimately, a whole 180. He's like, Mario, I don't like how you accuse my Nejire of being a handful. His whole class looked at him like, bro, simp. Y'all want triple the work? Never mind. They thought so. See, and she's like, yeah. See, Mario, I'm not that much of a handful. Sure, but we're here for a party now. You know. They start having, the time of their lives, like dancing, eating, and having drinks. And obviously the class and area are not gonna be drinking. They're gonna have juice there, like some punch, some Hawaiian punch or something. I don't know, like just some punch for them, or like some apple juice or something like that. Like just something simple. But in the corner of the room, it's Aizawa, All Might, and Deku just there. And they're just talking like, guys, hey, bro, I'm proud of you taking some time off. Like, Nigere's helped me out, and, Midnight Sensei was the reason. Wish she could be here to see it. Young Midoriya, we know she'd be happy. I'm proud of you. And then Aizawa was like, if you want, you can come with me and Mike to our grave. I think she'd be mad if you didn't show up at least once. And he's like, thanks. No problem, kid. But it looks like your maiden's calling for you. He looks at Nejire, who's at, the middle. And he walks over like, oh, yeah. Hey, what's going on? She then proceeds to say, like, oh, we have a surprise for you. Huh? She gives him her briefcase. And it opens. We all kind of chipped in on this. Mostly coming from me, Bakugo, and All Might. And like, we missed you out there, so... We all with the help of May, Melissa from my island, and a couple others, we kind of made this for you. He basically can be a hero again. Young Midoriya, you could still be a hero even without a quirk. He starts crying again. It's almost like the first day. It was like the first time All Might told him, yeah, you can be a hero too. And that man. And then as he embraces him for a hug, he sees two figures in the back. Shigaraki and Midnight. Tomura. Midnight. They both smile and disappear. Thank you both. They continue the party for the next couple of hours until, it's time to go. And this feels like it should be an hour. Like, I don't know why. I guess because with the change they made, like, the texting actually is faster. Like, it feels like an hour, but that really hasn't. But, he wants to see where, while they were heading out, he was going to go back to, Inko's place, but Nejire was like, oh, no, but I want to see where you lived at. Like, I haven't even seen where you lived at yet. And, I don't know, then welcome, to my apartment. Walks in, it's like, oh, it's super clean. It's not, like, bad either. It's also kind of close to where I patrol. Really? Never knew. And then she's like, oh, yeah, I have one last surprise for you. Like, I'll tell you when to go in. And then she runs to the room and locks it. It's like, okay. Like, I wonder what it is. And then after a couple minutes, she says, you could come in. And then she shows him a limited one-of-one edition Armored All Might figurine. Like, how did you get that? I thought someone bought it already. Well, yeah, I kind of bet on it last second. And then I won it. Basically. Wasn't cheap, though. He's like, you did this for me? I mean, yeah, why wouldn't I? He's like, this is too much. How the hell can I even repay you? She was like, well, there's one way. He's like, I would like a night with you. Not a night? And she's like, well, And he's like, wait, hold up, whoa. And she's like, please, just make me special for one night. And he's like, are you sure? We haven't even... We're not even a week into dating yet. He's like, if it's with you, it's fine. I mean, You made me feel like on top of the world these past couple days, and I've never really dated anyone yet, and it feels like I met the man for me. Almost like love at first sight. So just please tonight, just make me be with you forever. And he was like, all right, fine, but do you have at least protection? And she just instantly takes it, like it just spawns in her hands. She's like, all right, well, this is going to be a long night. And indeed it was, because at 1 a.m., Inko was still awake. He's like, damn, like, where have they been? I know they said they were going to a party, but, like, damn, like, I didn't know they were going to be out this long. And then, so she calls him. And she's like, okay, the first one didn't go through. Just went to voicemail. It's like, okay, that's weird. Does it again. Goes to voicemail again. She's like, okay. He usually answers. I mean, third time's the charm, right? And then she calls one last time, and he picks up. He's like, hey, Zuku, when are you going to come back home? Like, first of all, you haven't picked up your phone. Like, you good? Oh, yeah, no, yep, I'm fine. You sure? Yeah, it's... And then he starts whispering, Nejire, keep it down. She might hear you. And like, Zuku, why are you whispering? Oh, nothing. Just thought I saw something. Well, when are you going to be home? Are you going to be home in a little bit? Like, no, I'll be home in the morning, though. Like, oh, okay. Just be safe, okay? Yeah, Mom. Like, alright. See ya. Bye. And then, last second before he hung up, Nejire just screams more. And then she thinks of it like, was that Nejire? Maybe it's just my imagination. I'm getting too old for this. You know. And then in the morning, Izuku sees Nejire next to him, like, and he kind of bites her collarbone. Like, I'm here. Last night was fun. You almost got me caught. I don't know how fun that would have been. Like, my bad. So, but we have to get back anyway. She was worried last night. Alright. She gets up and, of course, nothing. And she's like, what you see? Just hurry up and get dressed. And she, gets some clothes and then leaves the room to the bathroom. And he thinks to himself, like, yeah, this is my life. Like, Miss Midnight, Mom, Nejire, like, everyone, you've made my dream possible again. And then she comes in half dressed, like, are we gonna take the car, or like, what are we doing? She's like, no, I got something for Mom. I got a special surprise for her. And then, an hour later, they're at Inko's house. And she's making coffee, the doorbell rings, she's like, oh yeah, I'm coming. She opens the door and sees her son in that suit. He's like, hey, Mom, Zuku? I'm a hero again. And then that kind of just not breaks her, it fills her heart. Like, he's a hero again. He can live out his dreams. Like, they both, like, hug each other. He's like, I'm here again. He looks at Nejire and just starts, like, saying, giving her, like, some gratitude. Like, yeah, thank you for being, like, sticking with me, and even everyone else. You're the light that brought me back. I hope to be with you for the rest of my life. Yeah, no, they broke up 2 months later. And I'm just saying, no, I'm kidding. No. Of course they didn't break up, but, joke, they didn't actually. Like, and then, they lived their lives peacefully, had 3 kids of their own. Zuku, passing away at old age at 91. Nejire, a couple years later at 98. And that was kind of it. I really do hope you all enjoyed this video. And if you did, like and subscribe. Turn on notifications to know when I post a brand new video. Thanks again. And, again, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.